Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. Excuse me. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. Hello and welcome to I Am the Change. My name is Michelle Simon Kelly, and I started this in 2019 stating out loud that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video letting you guys know how fear, shame, and guilt wasn't breaking up with me. And I'm in year 6. I had New Year's resolutions / intentions ever since then. And if you want to check them out, they're on YouTube, they're on Instagram, and they're on Facebook. But this year I was working on forgiveness. And you guys, I think I already worked on forgiveness last year. Not that I'm not constantly working on this stuff, but how I was able to work on it was me and my girlfriend. I don't even know if this was last year or the year before because the years are starting to go together. We started writing, we both didn't talk to our moms, and we started writing letters back and forth. And honestly, we wrote letters to our mothers, but we read them to each other. And when I first started it, I was more pissed off when I was doing it. Like, I thought I was going to get better and be done like that. And I was getting more mad as I was going into it. And I didn't think it would take us this long, but we went from like February until August or September. And like, we were working on it. And last year, December, I was able to talk to my dad, which I didn't talk to him. I think maybe it was December. I didn't talk to him for over 10 years. I didn't talk to my mom for over 28 years. And I didn't talk to my sister for over 15 years. Now, I didn't realize it was that long. One of the things that I have done over my life is I don't remember things, and I don't remember times. When I was growing up, I guess that was part of my survival traits. And I'm in 3 12-step programs. I'm a recovering alcoholic and addict. I'm an adult child from a dysfunctional family, and I'm a recovering food addict, which means I'm off of sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine. So I'm in all these programs, but I could not remember things. And I honestly started to think I had the beginning stages of like Alzheimer's. I never know how to say that properly, but I thought it was because I drank and drugged for so long that it made me lose my memory. But when I got into ACA, which is Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families, which every person belongs there, by the way. Every person's from a dysfunctional family, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Some people are just afraid to talk about their family because it feels like a betrayal. I always saw what was going on in my family, so I thought everybody else did too, and they didn't. So, and I didn't know this when it was happening, but I buried my head in the sand, and I had to pretend like things weren't happening in order to survive. So when Angelo, my son Angelo, he's now 29, when he went to college, I remember one time I took my shirt off in my house. I was in an apartment by myself and I couldn't find my shirt. And I'm like, it's because I drank and did drugs. And really, I found out in ACA that it's called disassociation, where I can be somewhere and not be there. So it's like I leave my body. And I don't know if you guys have ever done this, like drive down the road and then you're like, how did I get here? Did I go through that intersection? Did I go through a green light or a red light? Like, it's almost, but you're still driving and you're fine, but you just don't remember it. I had those moments all the time, but I didn't know it. And I just thought I was losing my mind and going crazy. And really, it was this survival trait that I got in order to survive. So I feel like you're either one way or the other way. Like, either you remember every single thing, or you're like me and you don't. And I remember being in the car with my girlfriends, even sober, and she'd be like, did you see that tree, Michelle? And I could have a tree right in front of my face, and I'd be like, there's a tree? What tree? So I really have to practice being present and staying in my body. And I didn't know that I did this stuff. So as I've been working on my New Year's resolution / intentions, working on things, I'm working on showing up for my life for the first time in my life. I used to let other people make my decisions, make my choices, and then I would blame them if it was a bad decision or a bad choice. I'd be like, see, it's your fault because you told me to do this. And really what it was is I was scared to be wrong, and I was scared to make a mistake. And it's easy to go back and blame the person who is the heavy, who takes on all the responsibility. And so usually one person takes on the responsibility and the other person lets them. And then, I felt like a victim a lot. And I didn't know this. I really believed that I was. And I was at the time until I wasn't. Because, I heard this from a friend, and I'm going to tell you, if I knew better, I would have did better. And if you guys knew better or know better, you would do better or would have done better. So as I'm working on all of this stuff, writing is extremely helpful for me. So writing down what I eat is really important in my Food Addicts Anonymous program, and doing step work. All my stuff that I do in groups with other people. I do better in groups with other people. I am not motivated on my own. I usually am motivated on my own in the beginning, but I can't sustain and keep that momentum going if I don't have support. So I do better when I have a scheduled time to meet with people and we do things at a certain time, and then I don't have to work on it on my own and by myself. And if I do have to work on it on my own and by myself, and I'm, have to show it to somebody or give it to somebody, I'm usually working on it, an hour before I'm supposed to meet with this person. So what I've been able to do is I started teaching a group, and the steps. I'm taking people through the steps, and I do it differently, and I do it how I would like to have it done. And I don't like homework. I don't like doing things on my own. So in my group, we don't have homework. We do everything together, and we write things down, and we write the date next to it, and then we share with each other. And a lot of times when other people share things, because my lack of memory, I'm losing my voice, because of my lack of memory, other people say things and it reminds me of memories or things that happen, or like, oh my God, I forgot about that. So there's such a power in being in a group and having other people who've gone through similar experiences and share that. So, but I had to dip my toe in. Like, I couldn't do this stuff all at once from the beginning. It has taken me years and years and years. And, I come from a family, if you give them an inch, they are ripping the door off the hinges. And that doesn't feel good for me. I want to dip my toe in the water. I don't want the door taken off with the hinges. If I give a little tiny bit, it doesn't mean come wide open in. And I think a lot of times when people do that, they don't realize they're doing it. But to me, it felt like they did. So anyway, this is your sign signing off. I will see you guys all next week.